What's up, Libra? Welcome to Gemini season. Welcome to your June 2021 general reading. I hope that this reading finds you well. Of course, it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, so definitely check out your other placements for added messages because June is a doozy. Okay, so Libra. Interesting month for us. When we are talking about Gemini season, collectively, we are talking about the season of I think, right? It is a Mercury ruled sign, a lot about communication, a lot about, and with communication, I think a lot of people miss that good communication also has good listening, right? That's part of it. A lot about facts, information, a lot about siblings and like neighbors and like our close quarters. Short trips are on the board for us too, right? Collectively, that's what third house energy entails. Now, for us Libras, this is going to be talking about ninth house energy, okay? We talk about ninth house energy, we're talking about Sagittarius energy. It's really about your personal spirituality, your philosophy, your own personal ethos in a way. It's about higher learning. Maybe a lot of you guys are thinking about or have felt compelled to like take some courses or learn a trade, go back to school of some sort, maybe even change a profession altogether, right? There's a lot about travel, right? Ninth house has a lot to do with travel. Maybe some of you guys are planning some trips. Maybe some of you guys are planning a big move. But these are all things that are definitely positively going on right now, which I think is a really good thing for Libra. I think that I think it's really, really good, especially, and I know it's going to be intense, but this solar eclipse, right, in Gemini, which is going to basically highlight all those things. So when we talk about solar eclipses, we're talking about new moon energy times 100, right? It's on steroids. So really take this week, because the solar eclipse will be on Thursday, take this week to really set out, write your new intentions, because these are things that you want to be manifesting like within the next 6 months, right? Talking about eclipses, where the manifestations usually happen around that 6 month mark. So this is around that. So this is, think back to December, or think up to December, January type thing, right? And you will find a lot of success, especially if it has to do with things that are in those fields of philosophy, going back to school, higher learning, travel, all of those things. A really great time to manifest the things that are related to that. Now, we are also going to be having a full moon in Capricorn at the end of the month. That is going to be hitting the fourth house. So that's going to pay special attention to our family, right? Our emotional stability, our mother, maybe, our foundations. I will say, with everything that's going on, and even in the ways that this month can get a bit wonky, Libras seem to be, for the most part, looking at things from a really positive standpoint. Like, it's really glass is half full over here, which is great. Even in the face of friction, which is really, really good. Now, Libra, the bottom of the deck, we got death card. So this is the unseen energy. Now, we just did have that death energy last season with Taurus season, right? That hits our 8th house. Death energy is connected to Scorpio. So maybe some of you guys are dealing with a Scorpio. Maybe you're Libra that's on the cusp of Scorpio like me. Maybe you have a lot of Scorpio placements, but there's definitely huge transformations coming on. I definitely see, I'm trying to see how I can word this. For some of you guys, it feels like there's almost something that's coming to an end. You see it, you've seen it. It just feels like one of those things where if you're going to be moving for, let's pretend it's a relationship. So that's just an easy way to put it. Let's say if this is a relationship, it's not going to be able to sustain itself much longer in whatever way that things are moving, right? So it's almost like, I know I'm coming to this end where certain things are going to have to be addressed. Certain things are going to have to be, tackled. Like, I can't just kind of keep letting this go by. Okay. Another thing that I want to address for Libra is right now, Venus is in Cancer. Okay. Right now, Mars is in Cancer, but that's going to change on the 11th. So that's like Friday. all of that is your 10th house energy. So if you are looking for new jobs, if you are looking for a new experience, if you are looking to learn something new and elevate your way, in some type of a way, you've got a lot of good energy that's supporting that. And let's say if like it's a job and you want, you're at a job and you want a promotion type thing, people are going to be looking at you favorably, which is really, really good. You seem really attractive for a lot of opportunities, again, whether it be work or relationship. So that's actually really, really cool and really, really working for you. When Mars goes into Leo at the end of this week, that will transfer over into the 11th house for us Libras. And that has a lot to do with, friends and your social circles. So even like, I see a lot of you guys doing a lot of networking, right? And that being really successful for you, you guys being well liked in that regard. So that's really, really good. Okay. Now, Libra, we start off with the High Priestess, Six of Discs, and Four of Swords. But the High Priestess, she is super intuitive. She's psychic. She knows a lot. Some of you guys might be dealing with water sign. Again, you've got that Death card here. So that's Scorpio energy, but I am getting, there's some water here, right? But she's super intuitive. She knows how to trust her gut. She, she also knows all the secrets. She is divine feminine energy. Now, with Mercury being retrograde at this time, especially Libra being an air sign, so a more logical, intellectual sign, you would do better this month kind of dipping and leaning into that intuition, right? Because with the way things are going, with this solar eclipse happening, with the Mercury retrograde, damn Saturn retrograde, like damn near everything is happening all at once. These, whatever decisions that are coming your way, Libra, logic is not always going to be the best answer for you or give you the best outcome. You got the Five of Swords here. So this is about petty arguments and petty fights and all this stuff, right? This is about really kind of leaving an empty fight, right? I don't know. I feel like you guys need to talk. There's something that needs to be put on the table between you. Oh my God, High Priestess. Hierophant. So this may be with a relationship. This may be with a Taurus. But you know what it almost feels like? Like whatever the inevitable talk is, like you guys are going to have it. And you see it coming. You might not like it. But again, going back to that Death card, it feels like there is something that's coming to an end. I can't say for sure like it's a whole relationship or it's a whole thing, but it's becoming more and more obvious the more you're in this friendship, the more you're in this relationship, the more you're at this job, that it's just not working for you. It's not going to be able to sustain your happiness. It's not going to maybe be financially the most sound. It's not what it is for you. Ooh, okay. Listen, if y'all are dealing with a Cancer, go look at Cancer's reading. Because now that I'm saying this, damn, that makes sense. Look at God. Okay, so okay. Cancer, their message had a lot to do with those of you guys who might be dealing with the Cancer, be in a situationship with the Cancer. I was telling them that, hey, yo, if you're dealing with someone, and air actually did pop up, but I was thinking it might have been more Aquarius, but who knows? There's a talk that needs to be had. There's like, and it felt like the opposite person was going to be addressing Cancer. Like, okay, yo, so what are we doing? Okay, yo, so I've been here, I've been giving, I've been giving my time, I've been giving, finances, I've been giving, showing this some attention, but I don't quite feel that you are connected. I don't quite feel like you're here, right? And then right as I'm saying that Six of Discs card, Cancer energy, which is the Chariot, and the Two of Swords comes out. Yeah, some of you guys, there's a limbo. Now, whether this person is a Cancer rising, moon, sun, whatever, Venus, especially those of you guys who are dealing with the Cancer, this might be a month where you guys are deciding whether you want to shit off the pot or get off the pot. Now, I don't know if this has to do with it's about to be their birthday. And so you're like, look, before I spend all this money, what is it? Could very well be. But look at the Hangman is here, and there's a lot of perspective to be gained, right? Whenever we see the Hangman, we need to kind of surrender to a situation. It gives us the opportunity to look at things from a different perspective. Now, the Lovers is right underneath this. So if you are dealing with the Cancer or someone who kind of displays those qualities, there is no denying that there's actual chemistry here. But it's almost like, okay, cool, we like each other. Are we going to do something about that? And it could be that there are other variables that make this relationship quite hard. But either way, it feels like this is kind of the place where it's being brought up to be addressed. Like, okay, going back to that solar eclipse energy of like we're projecting for the next 6 months. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? Where do you see us in the next 6 months? Do you see us in the next 6 months? It feels like you want some type of answers, but you don't want the conflict that goes with it. Now, this month is going to be really important for Libras to stay grounded, really be into the mode of meditating and all of that, because you can easily feel overwhelmed. Four of Swords is about that rest and relaxation. It is about that meditation. It is about praying. It is about, you know, kind of getting close to source and figuring out what it is that you want. And it is so you can figure out what it is that you want. Some of you guys might be spending a lot more time alone this month. And it's giving you the opportunity to really fill out what you want to do. Now, the Queen of Swords, she's our energy. But remember, she's a heartbreak queen. She's a queen who's gone through certain things. So it just feels like to me, like this is all coming about, Libra, because you don't want to find yourself in the same type of situations. Right? You don't want to find yourself, you know, this person, he or she or they might look different. They might in other ways act different. But in some ways, it feels like there might be patterns that are starting to come up in your mind, Libra, that you're like, hold on, because I don't want that, you know? Yeah, this person maybe doesn't shout at me or they aren't physically abusive, but I don't like this either. This doesn't work for me either, right? So these are all things that will be coming up to be addressed. Now, careful though, because Mercury retrograde, communication gets wonky, people get in their feelings. It can get a little bit hard, a little bit confusing, but I feel like these are things that are being brought up this month, right? So don't be surprised if you are with an indecisive water sign and they can't quite make up their mind. This is something that's coming to the table. But I think for Libra, it's really clear to figure out what it is that you want first. Again, ninth house energy, a lot of people's personal philosophies are being tackled at this time, which is really, really good because you get to regroup and figure out what it is that you want to do for you, not just what you want, right? Also, Saturn's being retrograde, right? So Saturn is retrograde, and Saturn will be retrograde until like October 10th. It will be retrograde until our season. With that, you know, Saturn is kind of, I like to say it's like the planet of adulting, right? The rules and the schedules and the doing the things and abiding by the rules and the laws and all that very professional, I'm an adult shit, right? Whenever Saturn is retrograde, put it this way, whenever Saturn is direct, all those things are external. These are all things that we're focused on. And for Libras, because we are air signs and we are very much go with the flow type people and we don't like to feel restrained or tied down to anything necessarily, it can feel a lot like a micromanager. It can feel like a lot like someone who's just standing there breathing on your neck while you're trying to get a task done, right? But with Saturn being retrograde at this time up until October, what it does for Libra is it allows you to look at the things that you thought you were supposed to have, the things you thought you were supposed to do, the relationships you thought you wanted, whatever these things that, you know, in most cases are things that we've been brought up to believe are what we should want, what we should desire, how we should act. It gives us the chance to look at like, yo, wait, does that work for me though? Like, does that work for me? Does that actually work for me? Saturn going retrograde, it goes internal. So it really gives you a chance for these next few months to pick apart and really dissect the things down into, is this what I really want? Or is this just what I've always thought I wanted, because of the church or my family or Disney or whatever, like, so it brings a lot of perspective there, which is really, really, really helpful. Now, in the energy Libra for the month of June, we've got the Devil card, which is Capricorn energy. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with the Capricorn. Again, we are going to be having that Capricorn full moon at the end of the month on the 24th, and I think that that's going to be actually a pretty big one. Again, it has a lot to do with foundations, right? Foundations, our family, what that looks like, our emotional stability and well-being. A lot of you guys are paying a lot of focus on your children. This also was a really good time to kind of get rid of some, we talk about Capricorn energy, or we talk about the Devil energy. That is energy of toxicity or things that don't quite work well for us, right? Can be an energy of like vices, like whether you drink too much, smoke too much, you do too much, whatever. Too much is too much, right? This is a time that you can really kind of sit in and work on these things. And again, some of you guys might have been feeling that naturally, like the pull to, hey, you know what? I really feel like I want to start eating better. Oh, I really feel like I want to start walking every morning. Those types of things. So there is kind of emphasis put on health in that way of like you guys wanting to do better. But also, this is like cutting out just whatever things aren't working for you, whatever things keep you small and don't allow for you to grow. Libra wants to grow right now. A lot of you guys might also be paying a lot of attention to the children, right? To your kids in your life. Pages are kids. Pages are childlike energy. Focusing on your happiness. I do like the Ten of Swords being here. This is the end of struggle, the end of, bad communication, bad thoughts, bad circumstances, deception. I do love this. This is actually a time where Libra is putting a lot of focus on Libra, which is not always the case for Libra. We know we always have to be there for other people, or at least we feel like we do. Now, Seven of Wands is here, and it's underneath this whole situation of like the Chariot and Two of Swords. I do feel like those of you guys who are needing to have a conversation with someone, especially in a romantic sense, you're really going to be holding your own and standing your ground. And I think that's probably the best and most powerful thing that you could do for yourself. Seven of Wands, sometimes this is a person who could feel, really defensive. They could feel like they're being attacked. And in terms of the other person, I don't think that I think that it's really important to you that if there's something that you have to address with someone else, like your intention is not to make them feel attacked, not in any way. And so this being in the hopes and fears, I think that talks about that too. Like you're not wanting for things to feel, anybody to feel attacked or anybody to feel bad, but you do need things to flow. We talk about Temperance energy, of course, Sagittarius energy. We're talking about the flow of things. We're talking about things being easy. Like right now, things aren't easy. Right? I just feel like for a lot of you Libras, you feel like you're efforting so much more than this opposite person is, and it's kind of getting tiring. And it may be getting tiring because maybe this is something or someone you've already dealt with and you're giving it a second chance and you're like, okay, so not much has changed, right? But really standing your ground. Really standing your ground. The Star card, hope and healing. And then the last card you got is Seven of Discs, which is about perseverance, right? That is the Seven of Pentacles, which is about planting seeds and being patient, watching them grow, right? We can't plant a seed and expect for it to start sprouting tomorrow. That's not how this works. But I do like this, especially this being the last card and having the solar eclipse energy. I do feel like if you guys are really diligent about the things that you want right now, you will see how much things change come like January, right? Oh, wait, hold on. You will see the growth in your life come January. Queen of Cups. You got a Queen of Cups and you got the High Priestess. So Intuition is high right now, Libra. Definitely trust it. You got the Empress card here too. She's abundant and she's able to, attract money and love and circumstances in her life that she wants with very little effort. She is a Venus ruled card. She is Libra. She is Taurus. I think that you guys are going to be being patient. If there's something going on in a relationship, especially with the water sign, especially if it's a Cancer, and especially if there's things that you need to address, I think that you guys will figure out a way to do it. There might be a little bit of friction, but I feel like you're standing your ground. At the end of the day, that's great. That's great. I think that whatever it is, whatever this dispute is, it doesn't even feel like this is something that you're asking for. You're not asking for much. What it seems like you're asking for is balance, because for you, you feel like the scales are a little bit too tipped in one direction, and Libra, you're starting to get a little too tired of it. This could be you guys being the ones to always be the financial, the person, spending the monies. This could be you putting in all the effort, whatever this is, but it feels like for many of you it's going to be addressed, and it should be addressed, because otherwise it's just going to drive you crazy. Make sure that you are meditating and staying centered this month, because with all this activity going on, it can feel a little bit loopy. Gemini season in its own can feel loopy. I think people who have like air placements or like Gemini placements fare a little bit better than most, but it can be a little flip-floppy, wishy-washy, loopy-loopy, right? There are things that need to be addressed this month, things that you've seen coming, right? Death card. Death card is no surprise. It's no fucking accident. It's not the Tower card. It doesn't just hit you out of nowhere. These are things that you've been seeing for a while. Death, High Priestess. Seeing and feeling for a while, and for whatever reasons trying to ignore it because it's like, oh, well, maybe it'll go away, and maybe it'll this, or maybe it will go away after you address it. Okay? So, positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. Like I said, even with all these things happening this month really still at the end of the day feels like a cup half full month. Even with these little things that you guys may not want to do, even with these conversations that you may not want to have, I do feel like Libra is feeling pretty optimistic about it and has decided that it doesn't matter what the outcome is, they're going to be okay. And then you also got getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So this is a time, if you are partnered up, to really get to know each other, have the talks, okay? I think it's necessary in order for you guys to grow as a couple, if that's what you want to do. So I hope this was helpful, and I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye, Libra.